Hello, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space program. My name is Dadman, but you already know that. So, we have missions. We have a mission to ferry people, one guy actually, to an orbit around the moon, or around Kerbal. That's easy. And we're gonna do that to have enough money to launch something like this. So, explore the moon is going to be done once we get somebody back from a flyby. So what we need is like a bunch more money to upgrade this for flight planning. We already have patched conics visible, so that's good. Other than that, to get the flight planning, we're going to do the crew cabin. We have a crew cabin somewhere. I know that. There. So, this guy, of course, will need this. Didn't we already have a, like, no, don't save. Tourist Hop 2 remastered. That didn't, yeah, that's not that what I, yeah, it is fine. We just build a new one. Because the other one's for 3 people. Essentially, this is 2 because there's space for 2 in the crew cabin, isn't there? Yeah. So we can be the pilot, and our scientist Bob will fly with our tourist to ensure safety and everything. Then we're going to have a singular drogue chute right here, and 2 of these to the side of the can. Then we're gonna need a heat shield right under this. This is going to be our tourist hop 3. It's definitely gonna need some electric charge with it, so I'm going to go ahead and say we're gonna put some batteries along this line here. I do want to put them a little bit inside so they don't stick out that much. It's enough if the actual battery packs look out. Yeah, that's better. It's like they're embedded in the side of the crew cabin. We don't have any new technology in terms of this here, so we don't have our engineer with us, so we are going to need a Kerbal engineer. Other than that, I don't think we need any of this. We're not gonna make a crew report anywhere. We're just gonna, like, I guess I can go ahead and just take thermometer and barometer readings while I'm over at wherever we're landing. Also crew report there, and we're going to probably disembark. But all of the other stuff, too heavy and not what this is for. Also, we're not gonna send anything. So we don't need communications. We don't need landing gear. We don't necessarily need landing gear, but I am going to add some landing gear. Just three things. That's not good. That's kind of top of the window, but that's fine. Start retracted. Then we want a nice little decoupler. We also want the singular drogue chute to go off before anything else. And then we want a space engine, which will be one of these and one of these, with the Terrier engine. Then I'm gonna go ahead and say we're gonna put a large amount of fuel under that. Can I not wait for the next bigger tank? Swivel. Not enough in atmosphere, but by the time this is used, we're pretty much up by a whole lot more. Also, how about this? I'm gonna make sure this has more than one in atmosphere, even at sea level. And then we're going to this is 3.9, so all we really need is a little bit of stuff, and everything will be fine. A little bit more control can't be bad, can it? This decoupler here should not fire there. This should fire here. So, what I want under this is essentially just a bunch of solid fuel. Because those are definitely I want this here, and I want these moved down. Yeah, that's better. So this kind of looks a little bit reminiscent of an actual rocket that exists. Don't know what the name of that rocket is though. You're free to tell me in the comments down below if you know. Then we're gonna do this and this. This is also going to get cones. So these four go at the same time. This falls off and this starts. These definitely don't need that much thrust. Wait. I'm gonna go ahead and put this to 72 and this to 72. So these are at 72, these are at 72, and we've got 82 above 1. So yeah, that's pin that. How about 70 on both? 177. 67? More like 64 on both. 162 and 33 on the most. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and really quickly make sure this doesn't wobble on the top by doing this. And I'd also like some fins on there just for aerodynamics sake. These tail fins are going to be rather nice here. These don't need to be on pitch or yaw really. No, just need that to roll. Everything else, is just done by the aerodynamic form of that by itself. Then I want 3 of these here. Just because... Okay. This should be fine. Save. This has 5,000 delta V, that's enough. Even in atmosphere this has 3,000. Okay, so we've got 2,000 until we're out of fuel in the atmospheric stages. That is enough to go to space and come back. So let's go ahead and launch this thing. The crew is in. Everything seems to be nominal, so let's put some launch clamps on here and get this thing going. Save and launch. I gotta say that's a rather high rocket. SAS on, and we're starting in 3, 2, 1, launch. We apparently don't have enough steering to do anything about our angle, which is a little bit bad, because we are at 10,000 and we have not moved a millimeter off straight up. Well, this is going to take a whole lot more fuel than I thought. At least that's gonna crash somewhere over there and not on the space center. That would have been bad. Thing is, this used to be the most efficient way to go to space in this game. Used to be. Well, good that we have, like, all the fuel. How high do you want to go, by the way? Just into orbit. No requirements on height. If we do this right, we might be able to actually do the moon flyby with you. You wouldn't mind that, would you? Like, I just need to burn a free return trajectory, but the thing is, burning a free return trajectory without having flight planning available is kind of a thing that is hard to do. So, I'd rather not. Gonna burn out the engine. Then we're gonna wait till space. This is gonna fall back and hit some major city probably. Nah, it's gonna like completely evaporate in the atmosphere. I'm gonna go ahead and burn like 30 seconds before apoapsis or something. Just to be sure that we actually get into orbit. And we are in orbit. Okay, as I said, we don't really need any of this anymore, do we? So... yeah. Nor do we need a crew report. EVA is not actually something we can do outside of Kerbin's atmosphere right now, so... I hope you enjoyed your trip to space. We're going to go ahead and return you to the ground now. $17 should be fine. We're going to ditch this to the side. And Jab is going to hold retrograde because he can. Next thing to open up should be the drogue, yep. And we are going to go ahead and enter the atmosphere. You know, it would be nice if they had like little add-ons like time spent in space to these things. Just so you kind of need to leave the vessel up there for a bit. So the whole... so it's not just the same as the suborbital flight, but with burning out and then back in immediately. I mean, theoretically, we could, like, I don't know, build a space station to bring these guys to. Visit the KSS, the Kerbal Space Station. Kerbal National Space Station. People attach the letter K to Kerbal Space Program stuff way too much, so I'm not going to also do that. But we definitely will try building a space station. Especially once we actually need to do a space station around Kerbin, since there's definitely a contract. And we're definitely gonna get that at some point. So we're just going to go ahead and put a space station around Kerbin and maintain that and actually have a crew rotation and everything. Also, I'm looking forward to the first rescue contract because I haven't done one of those in a while. And that's gonna definitely come up soon. That's, by the way, the only way I'm going to accept any sort of new people into the space program, rescue them, because I'm not going to pay for Kerbals. So I guess while we're going through the atmosphere, we can talk about some other stuff. So Take-Two Interactive, the publishers who also publish like big things like GTA and stuff. It's not made by them, but published by them. They're a really, really big publisher. They bought Kerbal Space Program. So that's a thing. What they also did recently is making mods for GTA, a certain mod for GTA 5 illegal. Like, literally illegal. Cease and desist letter and everything. So, I sure hope for them, not for us, for them, that they don't try to pull something like that with KSP, because apart from the devs having said multiple times that the game will stay open for, hey, I'll keep that, stay open for the modding community. They've stated that multiple times. Apart from that, they also, let me just turn away this from the re-entry heat at the bottom. The Take-Two would face the shitstorm of their lives if they tried to pull something like that with Kerbal Space Program. Apart from the fact that the reason they said they did that for GTA was because it enabled other mods that were interfering with the online play. And I can see them not wanting GTA Online to have mods that enable cheating of any sort, but the certain mod that they did take down actually made sure that they were only available in single player. Like, there's no way that mod was going to be useful for anybody who tried to cheat with it on the online mode. So something ain't right there about their reasoning. The legs are getting pretty hot. We might wanna consider not doing that. Spinning helps. So let me spin this a bit. In order to not get everything overheating as much. I'm amazed how well that works. Just spinning. We are also going out of the realm of that being necessary. So let's have up face up like it should be. We are still supersonic. Good that we brought a drogue chute because we kind of need it. Gear out for more. We don't have a crew report from here, do we? Keep that. Nor do we have a pressure scan from here? Yeah, we have a pressure scan. Well, everything should be fine. We should go down pretty much exactly how we need it. We are currently 4,000 meters above ground. First chute will open at 2,500, I think. Yep. Slow us down significantly. And I'm also going to go ahead, press F5, and I think we can keep the heat shield on. Should not be a problem whatsoever. Yeah, 5.5, that's like no velocity at all. Five meters a second. We are officially coming down. Last 100 meters, we're going to go out of time warp. Just to ensure no weird physics happening. And we are officially down. Landed successfully. Okay, lock the pressure data from the grasslands. Keep that. We're also going to have Jebediah Kerman go on EVA. Do a little EVA. Can you reach that? Take data, thank you. Go back in by pressing B for board instead of B to blow. Crew report. Oh wait, that's the one thing I didn't do. The one thing I wanted to do was take the data from here and then board back in. Crew report, keep. Lock the temperature, keep. Toggle display. 350 Kelvin, 350 minus 237, 73. I always turn that around. You know, I should know this better, as you know, being a chemist and stuff. But I've got that, like, also do that. I've got that stuff in my calculator, so I don't necessarily need to know. Anyway, recover this vessel. Get a bunch of science. Get a bunch of money. And 81 science. We've got refund for the parts of 1,904. And we've got our people back. Recover the stuff that's still there, because that's also money. And then have a look at mission control. Observational survey of Kerbal. Tourist safely to the destination, which is suborbit, orbit, suborbit. That's essentially the same flight. Orbit, suborbit, fine. Like, seriously, fine. Suborbit. That's really not a whole lot of, like... Science data from space around Kerbal. Transmit or recover scientific data from space around Kerbal. I'm going to take that and combine that with the flight to the moon. Temperature survey of the moon, maybe at some point. If I really want to have like a little hopper going there. If I'm gonna make it not manned. Or something, I don't know. Ferry 3 tourists safely to orbit. How is that any different from what we've already flown? That's just one more guy. Like, I put a probe on that and do the same flight with the same vessel. And how is that more? Because that's 2 people to sub-orbit and orbit. That's literally the same flight. Like, easily do that. But yeah, apparently we need to do a little safe return trajectory, like free return trajectory without upgrading this to actually have flight planning. So yeah, this costs 90, so I can take 1. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't have big tanks, so the big engines would be a waste. Those engines are really, really efficient. But they're also not really something I need. That's fuel lines and the bigger fuel tanks. That's more coupling stuff. That's plane stuff. That's a landing gear, launch escape system. RCS. Rover stuff. Docking. What I really want for the moon mission, photovoltaics. Oh, I don't have enough. Well, I guess if a probe going to the moon can survive with that little energy that I put on it, I can also manage getting something else over there. So we're gonna go ahead and build a little thing to go out to the moon and get some readings back. Just a flyby and going back into Kerbal's atmosphere, that should be easy. Essentially, Moonhop 1 would have done that. We're going to go ahead now, since we actually sent a probe and saw that this is easy. We're going to send a manned mission with the Moonhop 2. But till then, I'd say... actually, that's going to be Moonhop 1, since the first was Moonsat 1. Since the unmanned missions are going to get sat as the name suffix, whatever. Anyway, my own naming conventions, yay. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, leave a leave your life here if you enjoyed. How often am I going to do that? Like, ugh. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and until next time, I'm WWDadman. Bye.